Hey YouTube, it's Spooky Boots here, and today I am putting these 50/50 frames on this old skateboard. When I was little, I used to skateboard all the time, and then I started making the transition to rollerblading, and ever since then, I've always kind of wanted to come back to skateboarding and infuse rollerblading in some way, and so I thought this would be the perfect way to do it. I want to put some frames on a skateboard deck and see how that skates. I'm gonna put this board together, I'm gonna take it to the skate park and give it a good session and basically experiment with skateboard parts and rollerblading parts. So if that's what you're into, go ahead and stick around and let's get this started. Okay, so the first thing I gotta do is take these trucks off of this board. And another thing I gotta do is, these wheels are way too big for this frame. They kind of poke out past, you know, this surface. If you flip them upside down, they still roll. So I'm gonna have to find smaller wheels in order to get this to mount onto the skateboard. But I'm gonna do that later. I'm gonna get the trucks off of this board first, and then I'm gonna drill my holes. I guess I only had three screws on that side. So now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not really sure about the best way to mount these frames. What do you guys think? Should I do it in a line, like right down the middle? Or should I put the two trucks, or should I put the two frames on each side of the board in the middle? I think I'm gonna do the line, but if you guys think there's a better way, definitely let me know in the comments. Not really sure how this is gonna go, but the reasoning why I'm thinking a line would be better is because I can get a little more pop out of an ollie. I know it's gonna be really hard to balance, but if I put the frames next to each other and then try to ollie, they're just gonna be so close to the center of the board, the ollie's gonna be non-existent. Oops, I accidentally tightened this. Not paying attention. Alright guys, so I have the trucks off of the skateboard. Now I'm kind of just trying to figure out what's gonna be the best way to set these up. I was thinking this way because I want to get an ollie on this board, and I'm thinking closer this wheel is to the tail or the nose, the more pop I'll get. I was also thinking this way, but I'm not going to get a decent ollie out of that. But I was thinking this way because I could grind stuff like a board slide. So I'm kind of lost here. I don't know if I should do it this way or this way. But I'm actually kind of leaning towards the frames being in a line. I'm kind of thinking of the deck as a sole plate here, so maybe something down the middle will be out of the question, but maybe I can grind here or here. And then of course I can do like a kind of 50-50 here on the side of the deck or here. So yeah, now it's time to basically find the center, drill my holes, and then get these in here. I need to get a smaller wheel for this. I'm thinking about a 60 or 62. This is a 65, so that's why it's poking through the frame a little bit, which isn't a really big deal on blades, but on a deck it's not gonna work. Oh no. Got it. So back in the day, I used to skate really tiny decks. I think this is it's a 7.5, so I know some of you guys are gonna be like, that's so small. And yeah, it was, even for me back then. I think it was a little too small, but I don't know, I liked the flips I could get out of it. I don't know, it was just a little easier for me to flip for some reason. So I found my center here. It's 3 3/4, I think. Yeah. So I kind of set this thing up to have a nose and a tail. I think I wanted the wheel to just be right where it starts to bend for the nose, for the tail. So that means I have to shift, because I don't have enough room here in the middle for both wheels to comfortably rest. I have to shift the other one way up. So that one actually might be a little more, you know, a little more back, closer. So I'm not going to use that one for pop. I'm going to use this end for the pop, which is the tail, I believe. Oh, no, wait, it's the nose. It doesn't matter. So I've just been using these bolts that I've had laying around. I think they're a good length. I've been feeding them through the grip tape side, and then I have the receiving nuts, so I've just been bolting them in and using a washer in between the frame and the nut. Cool, and that is super, super sturdy. So I have the first truck on, or I called it a truck. I have the first frame on there. I think the wheel is lined up nicely with the tail, and then I'm gonna get my second one on here. Hopefully this is straight. It looks somewhat straight. It's hard to tell. Looks like 3 1/8 and 3, so not exactly center, but it's close enough. So I found these old wheels. They're undercover wheels. They're the best wheels out there, honestly. They're not too worn. They got a little bit of an edge on them, but I don't really think it's going to affect the skating ability of the board. So I got my undercover wheels, and I have a box of old bearings, a bag of old bearings. So I'm going to put those in there, see which ones roll, and then get the wheels on before I actually get the other frame on, because I don't want the wheels to bump into each other. Not exactly rolling really great right now. Maybe when I get some weight on it, it'll, roll a little better. I think one of these bearings are broken. Yeah, it's what I'm working with. It's what I got, so it doesn't have to be amazing. I have one on right now. The other one's not on yet, but I just kind of want to stand on it, so... Oh my. Oh, shh. I'm using the workbench here. Okay, so that, I was actually not using the workbench. I was balancing okay. So I think this is actually doable, guys. I'm gonna get the other frame on there now, and probably skate this tomorrow. I think the skate park's closed right now. I'm gonna put the other frame on tonight and give it a good session tomorrow. So 50/50 makes some of the best frames out there. If you guys are looking for a low profile frame, great for rocker or flat or juice block, I definitely recommend 50/50. I've only been skating them for a couple months now, but I've really been enjoying the frame. I'm not really good with millimeters, but that looks like maybe a millimeter and a half in between there. Yeah, it looks to be about a millimeter would be my best guess, maybe 2. I'm about to put the last washer and nut on. Hopefully, this hole came out a little weird. It's a little crooked, but not a big deal. I don't think it's gonna mess with anything. All right, super solid. Now let's get this final wheel on. So these wheels have a little bit of an edge to them. I've been alternating them as I've been putting them on, so I don't know if it's gonna do much in terms of, making it skate better. I just figured I might as well keep things even, I guess. Alright, so the board is complete. This is a 7.5 skateboard, 50/50 frames, and then undercover wheels, and they are bolted on here and ready to go. So yeah, let me try standing on it and see how it feels now that all the frames are on. So is this a mall grab, guys? I don't know, tell me. Let me know in the comments. Alright, I'm gonna hold on to the workbench real quick. So definitely hard while standing still. I think once I'm rolling, I'll have the balance to actually stay on it. I think this is gonna work, guys. Oh wow, actually, it might be a pressure ollie, because that's how far you have to go up to just get the board to touch.
Can I see the bottom of your board?
Yeah, they're rollerblades.
They're actually rollerblading frames, so I just kind of made it myself. Thanks.
All right, you got it, you got it.
Alright guys, so that's the video. Not too much I can do on this. Kickflip, shove it, varial, that's about it. I tried to grind. The rails here are a little too high for that, so yeah, this has been my rollerblading skateboard.